So today I'm going to talk about pretty much the same topic like yesterday because I got a question from one of you, and I want to thank you for that question because it's an important one, and it makes me happy that you looked at it and you analyzed what we discussed and how I presented to look at the confusion, and you wanted more detailed guidance on how to manage confusion. So here's what I have for you today. So this is a question that I got, and I am going to come up with few things that I hope are going to be seen by you as being easier to make you navigate through confusion. So one thing before I start, I want to share with you that just after I finished that live yesterday about this topic about confusion and how can we find the clarity, right? It's that is connected to the clarity. I just realized, I had this insight that we are more in the state of confusion than we are in the state of clarity, and that is a problem. So if we are we need to also focus and define and understand what it means for us to be in the state of clarity, because I'm afraid, this is my hypothesis here, I'm afraid that most of us are living more in the state of confusion than in the state of clarity. And now we don't even know. We have to make decisions from the state of confusion rather than the state of clarity. And that could create what I was saying, and I'm going to do probably another talk about it, was conflicts. So conflicts, one way to get to the conflict pretty quickly, it will be if we are in the state of confusion and we're acting like we are in a state of clarity. So yeah, there is something there to be explored, and I'll come back with that. But just to unpack today, I think I could come up with 10 strategies for you to utilize, and hope they will find useful. And please think about the goal of moving through confusion is to find clarity, is to find that state of clarity. But I would say I'm not going to talk about what it means today to stay in the state of clarity. So I will just come up with some tools for you or ways to approach when you are in a state of confusion that will help you navigate through it. But the goal is not to eliminate this. The goal is to learn how to move through it. And it's going to take different timing for everyone. It's going to be different. But those approaches, I'm sure, in a way, that are going to be useful regardless on which state of confusion you are, how confused you feel. So one thing that I would like for you to do is to take a step back. Realize that sometimes being so close to a problem or situation, you cloud your judgment, and that can cloud your judgment. So don't get so close. You have to step out, and taking a step back is going to be also figuratively, but also literally, can help you gain new perspective. And this might mean taking a break from an issue at hand, engage in a different activity, pick up something mundane that you could do, or also simply allow yourself some time to really breathe and relax. Whatever that means for you, to move away, take a step back. That would be the number one thing. Second would be to make sure you limit your information intake. You don't want more. You already have enough that you need to manage. When you watch, I don't know why this comes to me right now to tell you, but I think it's probably going to be a funny way to express. But if you already put a load of clothes into your washer and the process started, you're not going to come and add more. But how much more you can add, because it's already in the process. And you're not going to get clean clothes if you just keep adding. And from the beginning, you know how that machine works, right? It brings the right amount of water and everything else to make sure that that load is already cleaned. So I hope this analogy that just came to my mind right now, it makes sense. So you don't want to add more to what you already have. You want to deal with what you have, because this confusion can also be created, as we discussed already, because of this overload of information. So you want to limit that. And also make sure you are going to look at how what are the sources of the information that are relevant and reliable sources. And you could focus also on the quality over the quantity, and take those breaks from constant news feeds, social media, data analysis that may be relevant that to your situation. So you want to make sure you take the break from that, and also look, whatever information you're going to bring in is going to be something useful. You have to be very transient here, very mindful of what are you going to let in when you are in this state of mind. So also, how about simplify? The number 3 would be simplifying your focus. So to identify some of what is the most important decisions that you need, the core issues, or maybe decisions that are at hand, and you are wanted to break them down to a complex situation into simpler things, more manageable parts. Is that saying about the elephant, and let's just eat it one bite at a time? It's the same concept here. You got to ask yourself, what are the most important factors that you are going to take, you need to take in, and what decisions needs to be made first. You need to know that concentrating on one aspect at a time can also help you reduce the confusion. Don't look at the whole situation. Don't want to solve the whole problem, hunger problem, right? You are going to look at what can you do on a very short period of time to take you to the next step. And also engage, number 4 could be some kind of a practices that will help you, meditation or prayer, or simply when you're breathing exercises are also very useful, because it's helping us regulate and calm down our mind, and also can reduce this noise of the conflicting thoughts that we have in our brain. So a clearer, more relaxed mind is the one that also conducive to insights and resolution. I have this analogy of the fan in our head that I got from Michael Neal, who is talking about moving this fan so fast, we're not going to get any insights. So if we are underneath and we want to create the good ideas, we want to be relaxed. The more relaxed I am while I'm talking to you right now, and I don't let any other thoughts to come into my mind while I'm very present here with you, it's helping me to focus on what I'm going to say next, and be not necessarily prompting or thinking about what am I going to say next. I'm just doing this as we speak. And it's the more relaxed I am, the better ideas and the better thoughts are coming, and the clear message I can make. When I'm stressed or I want to do more things at one time, I'm going to talk about different things, and I'm going to definitely confuse you. So be mindful of that. We want to get some kind of a practices, whatever it is for every individual may be different, but engage in those mindful practices. And number 5, and a very useful one, will be to write it down. We want sometimes just the act of writing down your thoughts is going to help you organize them and make the sources of confusion more apparent. So you'll know, why am I confused? Because if you find that source, then you know how to deal with it. You come up with ideas on how to fix whatever that may be. So you could make a list or draw a diagram or create like a journal about your feelings and also the thoughts that are externalized, that come out, and you want to externalize those. You want to put them out, and then you're going to look at them and they're going to be more clear. You kind of clarify them, sort them out. Number 6 is to seek different perspectives. It's very important when we talk to others to kind of gain another fresh ideas, and the way other people are looking, people who we trust. Not everybody. We want to look at how other people that we trust, the source. Remember in the number 2, we said that source is important of information. We don't want to let anything else coming in and really messes us up. So we want to look at who are those perspectives insight that we can look to gain from others. And also look at situations that I might not have considered yet. Whether it's a trusted friend or a mentor, a professional advisor, or getting an outside perspective, it could also help cut through this confusion. And why is that happening? Is because you're going to be prompted, most likely, if somebody knows what they're doing, with questions. And the right questions, we did kind of another whole week on questions last week. So questions are powerful. Questions are putting our mind in that state of analyzing and thinking in the right small path that we are asked to think and organize our thoughts around only about answering that question. And that can help us tremendously. And a different perspective could come from follow-up questions or from somebody who will really know what they're doing. They're going to help you see. You see how you said that at the beginning, and now a couple of minutes later or 5 minutes in our conversation, you're looking at the situation differently. So we're making a progress, right? You highlight the state of how these things is getting clear. You also, number 7 could be to practice some decision making. You don't want to stay in that state. You want to move out of the confusion in a way, like you're moving into action. The more you are in action, the better it is for our brain and for everything else to wash off, get out of that state. And if your confusion is related to making decisions, then you are going to create a deadline so you could make certain decisions. And don't wait, don't procrastinate on this, because the more you procrastinate on this, the more you stay and you make more out of the state of confusion than it needs to be. You can also practice some making smaller decisions and quickly and confidently, and which can help your decision-making skills for a very much larger or more complex issues. Making a decision is an entire topic on itself. Learning how to make decisions, informed decisions, it's also very critical to learn and to bring out every day, because our brain and our mind and our body is making so many decisions a day. I'm not going to even tell you right now about that, but it's so critical to learn how to make good decisions. Embracing uncertainty would be number 8. You have to embrace this. It's recognizing that it's impossible that you have all the answers all the time. And that's also going to help you with the overwhelm. We're getting ourselves overwhelmed because we're thinking that we need to have the answers to everything. And when in fact, we don't. We do have better answers now than I might have tomorrow, or tomorrow I might have better answers than I might have today. So learning to be comfortable with that certain level of uncertainty that it's around us can also reduce the stress and the pressure that contributes to this confusion. So understand that not every decision or situation has a perfect resolution, but it's okay that this is happening. And you don't want to look for perfection. You want to look for something that's going to work in your immediate and then a timeline, and then you could adapt, adjust from there. You also want to look for patterns. This is also a very good way. The number 9, I would say, confusion is frequent visitor to your life. Then you kind of look for patterns. If this is happening all the time, you have to look at who you're getting in this. Are there specific triggers or types of situations that I've often led to this confusion? Understanding this can also help you prepare for the next time and develop strategies to deal with them more effectively in the future. So having that retrospective analysis, asking yourself how that went, what could I do better next time, getting into that mindset of learning and improving yourself is going to help you identify certain things that you could do better next time, because there will always be a next time, as long And as long as we are here and we're giving the precious gift of life to be here alive, we going to have a next time. So we want to make sure we're going to show up differently and better next time. So the last one would be the exercise and the sleep. If you don't sleep well, you are going to wake up already confused. Our brain is going to be managing all the thoughts that we are kind of putting with the worry in our brain overnight, and we're going to start all the day again with the same thing, the same cycle, and we want to push more things in the same cycle. So when we're pushing more things in the same cycle, nothing gets clear, nothing gets washed well. So let's just take that break, make sure that we get the time to pull the things, the load from that machine, that washing, and take it out, and then we put it into the dryer. So let's make sure we get that time to take those things out and then put some other things in. If you can apply some of those strategies, let me know how it went. Let me know what else works for you that I did not bring up, because that could help somebody else. So add a comment and see how you can contribute to this situation, because it is important. If you look around us, some of us, I found that I have to deal with things where people are not present because there's so much in their brain with other things that they put themselves intentionally into it. Staying too much in front of this information overload is probably one of the number one thing that we need to deal with. And that's why the conversations are not going so well, connection among people. And that's why the teams are not effectively run or effectively created, forming and going through this process, natural process of a cohesive team, because we're all in our brain too much, living in this state of confusion, and we're not putting clarity instead. So coming back to some of the good night's sleep, yes, I found that even for myself, it's helping a lot to enhance my ability to think clearly and have this very much feeling that the pressure of reducing the confusion, it's happening after a good sleep. So do those things and let me know. I think also it would be great if you could remember, please, that the goal is not to avoid this confusion entirely, because it has its benefits, but to learn how to move through it very effectively. It's going to be something useful to do. Thank you, and I am happy to answer any other questions if you have on this topic. See you next time. Bye.